Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of From the Bottom Up. And today's episode will feature the album entitled But Seriously, Folks, from Joe Walsh. The album was released on May 16th, 1978 on Asylum Records, peaking at number 8 and hitting platinum status here for Mr. Joe Walsh. The album was produced by Bill Zimzik, of course, who's known for doing a lot of the Eagles albums. And of course, this was recorded around the time, right around that time of the late period, right before they started recording the long run. So it came out in 1978. Long run came out in 79. It was recorded in a studio at Coconut Grove in Florida, which would kind of explain some of the stuff on the album. It kind of gives you that distinct feeling of being down in Florida with all the different themes on the album here. So we're going to go through the tracks. There's 8 of them here, and we're going to give you the ranking from the bottom up. So starting off at number 8, none other than the short instrumental interlude that plays right before theme from Boat Weirdos, and that's called Inner Tube. It's a nice little piece of music to kind of set the tone for what's going to be coming next. It's short, and that's one of the reasons why it's near the bottom here. It's not a bad song, but sometimes sometimes like a little snippet of music helps because it segues into the moment. And this one kind of does that exact feeling there because our number 7 is going to be the song that it segues into, and that's going to be Theme from Boat Weirdos. How do you like that theme there, Ted Mock? Ted's a big fan of Joe Walsh. So Theme from Boat Weirdos is another instrumental that is very relaxing, showcases many instruments, got a lot of co-writers on this song. So we, of course, co-written with Joe Walsh, drummer Joe Vitale, session musician Willie Weeks, the producer Bill Simzik, and of course, keyboardist Jay Ferguson, who plays on the whole album. And Ferguson, many of you will remember, was in 2 big bands at one point in the early 70s, and they were Spirit and, of course, JoJo Gunn. And, of course, he right after this album came out, he did his own album, came out a little bit later after it, called Thunder Island. And, of course, that song is probably one of the hands down greatest songs in the history of music. Just love Thunder Island. And Thunder Island would fit nice on this album, by the way. Just give you a heads up there. That's how the style and the theme of everything going on here. It almost feels perfect for this particular album. But he when it took that song and made his own album, which was nice. So there you have Theme from Boat Weirdos. Just a great song for an instrumental. For me, I'm not big on instrumentals normally. Of course. It's only at number 7 on here, but the songs on here are definitely, I must say, are really, really good songs here. So let's get into our number 6, and I'll explain. Number 6, Secondhand Store. Uh, Another solid Joe Walsh song, written by Walsh and Mike Murphy. And yeah, just another great song that it's just not quite as strong as the other ones coming above it, but it's definitely a good song. So we'll leave it at that. And take us to number 5, and that is going to be At the Station, a classic song written by Walsh and Joe Vitale. That's a song that was pretty much that was played at times during Walsh's career. He'd bring it live in concert here and there for periods of time. So I thought At the Station definitely has a cool solo, and it definitely is a memorable chorus, definitely. So there you have it at number 5. And then number 4, I have the leadoff track, Over and Over. which was one of two singles released. This one, unfortunately, only peaked at number 106. But like I said, it's the lead off track, kicks the album off in fine style. And it's going to take us down to our top three songs on the album. And for anybody listening, yeah, I'd say number two and three, those two are so solid. Depending on the day, they could switch around. Number two and three, I think one's just gonna stay where it is. There's hard to beat that one. That's, no matter how many times I hear it, not sick of number one, but number two and three are songs that never really got a lot of airplay, but to me, they're definitely really solid, excellent songs. So this time around, I picked for my number three, I picked a fantastic tune called Tomorrow, which features backing vocals from three of the Eagles, and that was, of course, Don Henley, Glenn Frey, and Timothy B. Schmidt, who came along and helped do this song. And yeah, Tomorrow is always one of those gems of the Walsh catalog. I know he did some shows, I think, in the mid '80s, Confessor tour, where the Indian Summer and Tomorrow would pop up at times when he's doing his full set and he wasn't opening for somebody. He would slip those ones in, and man, it really. If you ever get a chance to find any bootlegs from the Joe Walsh Confessor tour, where he was a headliner, check those out. They definitely did a lot of these older songs, which was really cool because unfortunately nowadays you really see when Joe does play a solo show, you really see him ever again, unfortunately. But Tomorrow is definitely just a great song. I got it at number three today. Tomorrow, who knows? Could be number two. But for today's number two, it's Indian Summer. True hidden gem on the album. Just a great song. Listen to the lyrics, you'll understand it. Just over and over, it just play that song and it just you hear something new every time you listen to it. Just a fantastic song that you think of Joe Walsh and you think of Rocky Mountain Way, you think of a blistering guitar solo. But it's interesting when you look at this album, like songs like Indian Summer and Tomorrow are just two great songs that are just solid. There's no blaring. It's just Walsh at his finest, and he is not out of his element. That's for sure. These are just two classic songs that help make this album as strong as it is. So number two, Indian Summer, and of course, when I made my reference, I'm not sick of hearing this song because I'm not. This is a great song, probably the best known song in the Walsh catalog. Who can argue? Life's Been Good. Number one song on this album and one of the best out of Walsh's whole catalog. It was the other single that was released from this album. It peaked at number 12. The classic Walsh song has been played during Eagles concerts for many, many years. Of course, if you didn't hear this song in a Joe Walsh concert, it'd be impossible to find. It's one of those songs that was always played. I simply love it. I fell in love with it myself for the first time when I heard it on the Eagles live. So at that point, I didn't know much about Walsh's solo catalog because I was young, but that song always stood out, and it made me want to go back and find out more about Joe Walsh at that period of time, and that's when I discovered this album. And yeah, this is definitely to me the best Joe Walsh solo album, and it highlights are all over this album. All right, let's give it a quick rundown here. Number eight, Inner Tube. Number seven, Theme from Boat Weirdos. Number six, Secondhand Store. Number five, At the Station. Number four, Over and Over. Number three, Tomorrow. Number two, Indian Summer. And of course, Life's Been Good at number one. That's what we got. Joe Walsh. But seriously, folks, from the bottom up, let us know your take on it. Stay tuned for many more episodes of from the bottom up, and we'll see you soon.